Hey, I'll welcome in to another edition of S2S Colorado Buffaloes Live. I guess I should say pregame version of it. As you know, we have a game here against Houston this evening in about an hour and a half kickoff from now. As always, I'm your host, Manny. Thank you all for joining in. And again, make sure you follow on X at Manny_303, IG at 303_Manny. As always, each and every one of you appreciate all that you do to support the channel. If you could subscribe, share with anybody or everybody, would be much appreciated. So, yeah, it's game day. Game day, it has a big game day feel to it. I'm ready to go. I have my keys to the game ready, but man, here we are, right? You know, we're entering week 3 of the season and already have a big game ahead of us here. Yeah, this is I'm ready for it. I'm interested to see what happens at quarterback tonight. You know, hopefully Ryan Staub can get the job done and do enough. And one other thing too, just an update, is it sounds like Omarion Miller. So he's O's a go. That's what I posted on X earlier. But it does seem like he's going to get rolling tonight. So another weapon added on the road, another much needed weapon. They need to get that guy involved early and often. That is a huge, I don't want to call it a turning point, but just a huge opportunity for the Buffs. So, and a huge addition back from injury. So it sounds like that hamstring is healed up. I did see that he made the trip out there. And again, he just, I don't know if you guys are on X or Twitter, if you guys go check him out. He did post something on there, and it was him saying, it was the Clay Thompson thing. He's back, that thing. So sounds like O's gonna get rolling tonight. Dallin Hayden is a go. I mean, almost, they're almost on offense, right? Almost full power ahead. So I'm excited for this game. But yeah, let's talk keys to the game. Chime in when you guys can. Kind of what your keys to the key to the games is. But yeah, you guys notice, check it out. We did do a little bit of an upgrade here. Kind of, we're moving on up now at this point. Microphone, everything. I think I got a little bit jealous of Parker's from Locked On Cougs. Man, he sounded good, sounded crisp on the podcast. I was listening to mine, and I was like, man, it is very echoey. So hopefully this cuts down on that a little bit. So, but yeah, let's jump into the keys to the game tonight. So let me see. I'm going to put them up here on the screen. We'll go one by one by each one of them. But here's our first one: run the ball. Buffs need to run the ball tonight. I mean, you've had two different games now where you've had at least one running back at the very minimum, right? Georgia Tech, we had one running back average over 6 yards per carry, right? And that was Michael Welch. Last week, we had two running backs, DeKalen Taylor and Simeon Price. They averaged over 6 yards per carry. I mean, this absolutely needs to show up tonight. We cannot keep doing this, not using the run game, because again, this is not going to work. Like, you guys have to develop an identity. I get it. There's transfers coming in. There's a learning curve that can only be, I guess, achieved through game time. But at the same time, though, like, we don't know what this offense is. We don't even know what they're capable of yet. I think we know what they're capable of, but we don't know what they want to do, right? All we see is we think they should start running the ball. They don't run the ball, and they like to throw horizontally. Ryan Staub comes in and starts letting it sling, and then everybody's like, here we are, and then take Ryan Staub out. It is just, they have to stick with something tonight. And again, that is one of my main, is run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Heck, even if you need to put a package in there for Caden Salter, do it. But again, it can't be like Ryan Staub gets the first two drives, and then here comes in Caden Salter, and then here comes Julian Lewis. Like, they have to commit. These quarterbacks can't get in rhythm if this is the route that they decide to go. Secondly, defense needs to show up. And I think, Gennaro said, key to the game, stop the run. Yeah, it is. I mean, you look at it through the first two games of the year, right? Game 1, Georgia Tech, I believe it was 320 yards on the ground. Again, that's not going to get it done. They lost that game, and right, obviously so. The second game, I think they held Delaware to less than I think it was 84 yards total on the ground, but they gave up 312 yards in the air. Now, again, a lot of that was because missed tackles. Tons of missed tackles in that game. It was that was ugly, right? I think the Delaware QB, Dave and Russ yesterday were talking, and I believe they said that, or was it 2 days ago? Maybe it was Wednesday, actually. And they said that there was only, I think it was one play. What was it? I don't even think the quarterback for Minicucci threw it over 5 yards or something, like for a completion. That's insane. That just means there's tons of missed tackles. So and again, shout out to those guys. I know they gave me a shout out earlier in the week, but those dudes, man, they do such great work there. So make sure you follow them. David Talks Sports. But they do a fantastic job over there. But they broke that down, and again, it's tackling. Like, there's no way around that. You have to tackle. There cannot be these missed tackles everywhere, because, again, I'm telling you, it's Dean Connors. That dude can run. That dude can play. And then, let's say they drop back to pass. Connor Wigman was a 5-star for a reason. And again, me, myself, and Parker, we talked about this, from Locked On Cougs. He was telling us, there was he's had one pass, right, where he let it rip, right? We had Connor Wigman let it rip, and it's beautiful. Like, if you have not watched Connor Wigman's high school film, I would highly, I guess now we can't, but even if you want to look at something before the game, go check him out. This dude is really, really talented. So again, their defense needs to figure it out. The defense needs to show up, and they need to, again, on that side of the ball, commit to something, right? I mean, I know that we got locked into with Travis Hunter, right? When Trav was here, and we had the Shark, right? Cam Craig. These dudes showed up. These dudes could play man. They were fantastic at it. I mean, even Preston Hodge, I was rewatching the Delaware game again today and getting beat on just little, in man-to-man, a little slant, right? One little move and the receiver goes inside. Like, that should not happen against Delaware. So they really do. This defense needs to lock it down, and they need to get better. Now, they're not giving up a ton of points, right? But at the same time, like, one of those was 7 points against Delaware, but Delaware had a ton of yards. I was watching, was it Coach Prime's take, I think it was, here locally, and Prime was even going on and saying, like, we cannot be giving up this amount of yards. Like, it's not going to work, right? And I absolutely agree with them. Great to be bend, but don't break. But at the same time, you cannot be giving up. Right now, they are averaging 351.5 yards per game. So this ranks number 75 out of 136 teams. Way too many yards at this point. So we'll see what is in store tonight for this defense. But I think, we could talk quarterback all we want. We could talk about the offense. We could talk about these things. Defense wins championships. It's that simple. And if this defense cannot get it locked down, we're in for a long season. And again, I think they will. I do expect to see a lot of Makari Vickers tonight, the opposite corner of DJ McKinney. I think we're going to see a ton of him tonight. So we'll see what happens there. But just something that has to get fixed. And again, they know this as well. So in our last one, right, talk of the town, talk of the whatever we want to call it, be the talk of the broadcast tonight. Those of us that didn't make the trip out there to Houston, QB position. We can't stress this anymore. I know all of us this has been the talk of everything. Everybody's had an opinion. Everybody thinks they know, what is best for the team and what they need to do moving forward. Right at this position, again, as much as I would, I like to talk about in this and that, like, we're not there. We don't know what's happening there. We don't know the conversations that are being had. And we're not there in practice every day. So whatever they decide to do, I just hope that this is something that they stick to moving forward, because again, they do have to figure some things out, right? They have to figure this out, and this has to get done quickly. So we'll see what they decide to do there. And again, if we see one drive here, 2-3 drives from Staub, Salter enters, and then Julian enters, it is we're not giving these quarterbacks enough time to get into rhythm now at this point. So we'll see what they decide to do there. But I know where I do have a good feeling about this game. I've been kind of, I don't know if worried's the right word, but I guess worried about what it is that this team's going to do. what they're going to look like tonight. But I think they pull off a close one tonight. Really do believe that. There's a lot of I don't know. It feels like nervous for the game. On every front of it. This feels like I don't think it's the. It doesn't feel like maybe a little bit like the UCF game last year, but I think that was a little bit different. This has, I guess maybe that one, but it just feels like if this game is not won tonight, this is we're behind the chains at this point. This is one that the Buffs at the beginning of the season, we had didn't think this was one that they would even come close to losing. So here we are. I think I'm not sure what the line is at right now. I think I saw this 5.5, 4.5 now. I'm not sure where that is moved to. Not a big sports bettor anyway. But again, this feels like a big one though. So, and again, hopefully the Buffs come out on top. My prediction was when Parker and I, if you guys missed that, what I was telling him was, my prediction is a 24-21 win, Colorado, either a last second field goal by Mata or Houston has the ball last and Colorado makes a big stop. So, I'd love to know your guys' predictions in the chat here. But and again, we will be having a post game after. I know normally I run it right after. It takes me about an hour to get out of the stadium to the car, set up. Tonight, we're chilling at home tonight. Right, away game, didn't make it out to Houston. I'm not even sure if that is a game that I would want to go to in the first place, just off the humidity alone. So, but just kind of curious to where everybody else is at with this. And one of the last things I'll say, they got to pick a quarterback. They got to roll with it. Wyoming's next week. They get out of here with a dub tonight. They go into they get Wyoming at home, and that's. Use that game. Whomever comes out of this game as the quarterback, stick with it. Stop playing musical chairs. Let's roll. And if it's Staub, man, let him get all that work in against Wyoming. Let him get it all in. Run everything and anything against them. That is the game to get it right? So last week I thought it was a get-right game, but it was more of like a figuring it out still game. So they win this one, get out of Houston with the win. I think a close one. This is going to be one that we look at. I think this game at the end of the year, that's it's going to serve as a catalyst, right? Either to why the season was successful or why the season didn't go as we hoped. I do think they pull it out though, like I said, in 24-21. I do think Staub plays well, good enough to win. I do think you see Amarian Miller catch a handful of passes tonight, assuming he is close to his 100% as you can get at this point. Again, those hamstring injuries are no joke. We see it all the time. They come back too early and they re-aggravate it. And again, that is not what we want for O. So again, let's just see what he looks like. But I expect a big game for him now, knowing that he's playing. That gives Staub another option out there. And Colorado's number one is back. And then again, build off that momentum with Sincere, right? Sincere Brown. Build off of that. That dude can fly. He is I don't like using the word freak, but that dude is freakishly athletic. Let him get rolling. You still got Joseph Williams that's going to win a ton of those jump balls. Them 50-50 balls, they're more like 70-30, 80-20 for him. Just don't be afraid. Let that thing roll up. Let it go. Pass rush show up tonight. Right? I know Delaware ran even a lot of quick hitting pass plays. Again, Buffs, I don't know how much Houston's really throwing the ball. I know that Connor Wigman only has like 186. What is it? 186 or 186 was his high on the season. But again, I do know that, what was it, last week? Let me pull this box score up. Houston, there was something that stood out to me last week that – it was. If you didn't know this, so like when they were going, it was Houston and Rice last week. A lot of it, if you did not know this, it was 3-0 basically heading into half. And then Rice, what was it? Where is it? Rice punted because they had 3 plays, went 9 yards, had to punt with 37 seconds left. And then you had Houston score, right? A 54-yard touchdown run to just try to get out of the half. They were just trying to run the clock out. So they were essentially going into the half down 3-0. So I think, and again, they got that long touchdown. Kudos to them. We can't erase it, right? Like much as, but they were struggling with Rice in the first half last week. So again, it's not like they're going in to play this juggernaut team. And, every time Coach Prime or Colorado is going to go play a team, we're always going to hear about how better the other team is and all these things. But again, this is the team that's still trying to figure it out as well. They haven't been able to run their whole offense or even wanted to show it, but we'll see what happens in this game. And again, I'm really excited for that. But again, I'm going to put up my three, where we have 3 keys to the game. And yep, it is not working. Let me see if I can get it up. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh man, sorry. Sometimes it starts acting funny. Yeah, we are not Iowa. Just give me 1 second, guys. So yeah, it is not, something's going on with it. But 3 keys to the game tonight, right? We need to make sure we get the run game going. Stick with it. Again, like we talked about, you're going to get 1 or 2 yards, 3 yards sometimes, and then boom, one breaks for 20, 25, 30 yards. That is how that's how running the football goes, right? So stick with it. Staub's best friend tonight is the run game, and probably Omari and Miller. But again, let that thing run. Punch them in the mouth immediately. The second key to the game for the Buffs that we had is the defense needs to show up. They can't be getting gashed. They can't be getting thrown all over. This cannot take place anymore. The Buffs have to develop an identity on defense as well as offense. But defense right now as well, they got to figure something out. And again, I think it was the third game is pretty much where things started. Was that Baylor? I think it was Baylor, right? Where things started to kind of come together a little bit. Was that Baylor or who was that week there? I can't remember, but it took a couple weeks, and I feel like this is going to be the week. And again, Ryan Staub, go do your thing, young man. Light it up. Buff Nation is all behind you. And again, get that run game going. And, hopefully this game of musical chairs is done with the quarterback position at Colorado. And again, if it's not, and we start to see all these different quarterbacks subbing in, all 3, I should say, I don't know what to think of that. I don't know if it's a bad thing or good or bad thing at that point, but I guess it just kind of depends on the ebbs and flows of the game. But again, I would not be upset if Caden Salter comes in, they have a package for him, let him run some kind of design QB run, cool. But at the end of the day, Ryan Staub has earned that on the field with his play, and let's just let that thing go. So real excited for the game. You guys can catch me here, same link. I sent it out earlier, but same channel, those of us on YouTube. Again, I'll be tweeting it out as well. I think it's still called tweeting. I think so. I'm not even sure what it's called. But anyway, it'll be on X. I'll send it out, and we'll be here for the post game. We'll review the 3 keys to the game. And one that I did like, our friend Gennaro here said, stop the run. Again, goes back to the defense. Defense wins championships. If you can do that, stop the run, make them one-dimensional, then we're cooking with grease at this point. So we'll see what's in store tonight. But again, I'm excited. We're about an hour or so away from kickoff. But just wanted to drop my keys to the game for you all. Appreciate you guys joining us, and we will be here after. Win, lose, or tie, we'll be here. We'll be here ready to roll, talk about the game. So I might, depending on how the game goes, maybe I'll need a couple minutes, but, that's okay too. But we'll catch you directly after the game. I'll send out the link on X. But as always, do appreciate you guys, and we will catch you after the game. And as always, tonight, go Buffs, go get them. And, like our boy, former Heisman Trophy winner, right? Former Buff, Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter said, "Go Buffs, baby." All right, we'll catch you guys later. Go Buffs. Have a good one.